Hello, my name is Lance Harrell. I am the Director of Workforce Development and Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion with the Master Builders Association of Western Pennsylvania. Today's Master Builders Flash webinar will be on the outreach in the role that I'm taking place with the Master Builders Association. The things that we're trying to do, of course, is to increase minority participation within the trades, as far as for general contractors, and also help Master Builders Association members diversify their workforce. Here you can see this is one of the workups that we're working on right now as far as for the outreach with some of the local trades and unions that we work with. So we're looking to create kind of a new centralized location where applicants can come to one page and then from there click on any of the opportunities with the other trades. So it kind of be like kind of a one-stop shop, as in the past or in the previous experiences with applicants, they had to go to each individual site or the trades itself to apply for those opportunities coming down in the near future. So there's three objectives that we're trying to work on and implement to increase minority participation. The first one, as I mentioned before, would be minority participation within the trades. The way this will be achieved is have to be more boots on the ground, which my role is to really do more outreach as far as through community outreach. That will be from every organization within the Western Pennsylvania or the counties that we service, churches, community groups, housing authority opportunities, public schools, community organizations, reentry programs. As I mentioned before, we're working with the housing authorities. There's one for the city and also for the Allegheny County. By building this outreach, we're also building trust. That's going to be one of the key factors. There have to be more outreach and building trust with those organizations and with the other institutions. Once we start to move forward with that, one of the key factors is to track progress. How we track progress is that we have to do more data collection to find out where we stand as of today, as far as for minority participation within the trades. Once we start to collect that data, then as we move forward, coming down the line is how to track the progress and try to find out what ways or what's working for us. We have to create a baseline. Now, I know this is all kind of new, so it's almost as we move forward, we're actually creating these programs and find out which is the best route to take. Second objective is to increase minority participation as far as for signatory general contractors, which we're coming up having a difficulty reaching those goals as far as for some of the major projects that are taking place here in Pittsburgh. So one of the first steps is to identify existing minority general contractors that are out there, build a rapport with them, and then the other phase we're looking to do is create kind of if there is a minority general contractor support group, like there is one called the Minority Association of Minority Contractors, that I was working with a few other individuals who are looking to possibly bring back this chapter here to Pittsburgh. If we can kind of create a chapter or we can actually support those efforts, we're looking to bring in all of the MBA members that we can actually kind of do one centralized training program where one of the MBA members can come in and teach estimating. One can do billing, the bonding, the insurance, everything that is required to become a successful general contractor or subcontractor for some of these projects coming down the line. We're trying to, like I said, build out a program. By doing this as well, we're also building a relationship and establishing trust between MBA members and with the smaller general contractors. So that's going to be a big plus. Dealing with the smaller general contractors is risk assessment to really identify and find out what is their concerns or fears about moving forward to become a signatory. That's going to be more directly one-on-one interviews, having open discussions. Is it the fear of access to capital? Not knowing, like I said, it's easy when you have to remodel a 2,500 square foot home or 2,500 square feet of drywall, but then if you're doing a commercial project and you're looking at, say, 50,000 square feet, if you're off 10% on the house, that's an easy fix. But if you're off by 10% on a commercial project, that could be out of business. Then after that, after the risk is identified, we'll actually go find out workarounds. Workarounds will be finding solutions for those challenges. Like I said, the access to capital, maybe help or find ways how to establish line of credit so therefore they can float themselves on a payroll. Because I know that's one of the challenges that comes up a lot with GCs or smaller contractors is that sometimes you may have to wait 60, 90, 120 days before you can actually be paid. As most smaller contractors can barely sustain themselves for 2 weeks. Also think there's the middle office support. Like I said, how do you do your estimating? How do you do the accounting? Because sometimes the middle office support is even more important than actually being able to get the work done. Third phase, the MBA diversity, to diversify, is to help MBA members diversify their office. This will be done by strengthening relationships with NSBE, the National Association of Black Engineers. There actually is a local chapter here at the University of Pitt, and then there is a national chapter in Arlington, Virginia. Started to have conversations with these organizations. I know on the national chapter, MBA members, once we've established that relationship, you can actually post any of your openings that you have within your office. So therefore, like I said, you can find the young engineers for internships and for direct employment. By doing this, we actually will be creating a direct pipeline that we can have qualified applicants, men and women, apply for within your office. We're also working with, starting to have conversations with CCAC. I had a conversation with Dr. Bullock, and there's other community organizations in the surrounding area and other universities, such as Pitt, Robert Morris, and other institutions, and CMU as well, like I said, to kind of create that direct pipeline so it actually can help you diversify within your office. Now, as far as for going back to helping increase participation within the trades, some of the feedback that we have from conversations was having applicants being able to pass the trade exam. I found out that in Pittsburgh, there's a lot of organizations that provide support. One that we're starting to work with more is Literacy Pittsburgh. Literacy Pittsburgh actually has a program called Math for the Trades, which actually this is a 4-week free course that would actually help prepare men and women to pass the exam or the math part for the trade exams, for any of the trade exams. So like I said, this is just something we have to put more when I go back to the boots on the ground and work with the community organizations to promote these free programs. Below is the contact information. So if anyone feels that you know someone who may need additional assistance with their math or tutoring, please reach out to Sinan Abbas. Our number is 412-399-7600. Also continue to work with Literacy Pittsburgh. We also found out they have a program called Trade Up program. This is a GED program that they're actually working directly with the Pittsburgh Builders Guild of Western Pennsylvania. So this is another free program that is a online class that will prepare you for the GED test. We found out that a lot of times there is some really good qualified men and women that may not have their GED. So this is another program, another avenue that we can actually help find qualified applicants to go into one of the local trades. Below is also the contact information for Daniel Lampton. His phone number is 412-350-9920. And as I mentioned before, the Pittsburgh Builders Guild of Western Pennsylvania, we've also working with them. So we're just really here to enhance the existing programs and just do more outreach so they can actually get more qualified applicants into their programs. But we've been working with them for quite some time, and just like I said, just strengthen and enhance what their programs are already going. But the Pittsburgh Builders Guild actually has a program called Introduction to the Construction Trades, which is a pre-apprenticeship program will actually expose the students to multiple trades. We'll actually take them to the facilities for a day just to have the exposure to see which of the one of the apprenticeship programs they think will probably be best for them. During this pre-apprenticeship program, they will introduce men and women to, like I said, assist with their math and literacy for the exam. as I mentioned before, hands-on training when they actually will visit each of the sites. And like I said, just more exposure, because that's one of the key factors is the more exposure that is out there, that like I said, there a lot of men and women just don't know of the opportunities within the construction industry. And for the contact information for that will be Chiquita Burnett. Our phone number is 412-668-2597. Another thing when I was referring to the exposure, there has been between the Master Builders Association and with other organizations, they developed called the Ground Up Construction. This is multiple games that was developed with Ground Up Construction, as I mentioned before. If you look below at the link, there's probably over about almost 24 video games that will introduce the younger kids and young adults to construction industry that they can actually download on their phones. There's a game called Harness Harry that actually will talk about the safety of harness. There's a few games with excavating, flagger, electricity as well. So like I just said, it's getting the youth exposed to these new fields and opportunities within the construction industry. I know that for so many years that college has been heavily pushed, but the opportunities within the construction industry is a life-changing careers. And even going beyond the construction industry, because then it can lead to safety, estimating, project management. And that also ties back to some of the work that we're doing with CCAC to strengthen those relationships. Even Slippery Rock and IUP has a top of the line safety program as well. So those are just some of the things that we've been working on. I know that if anyone has any kind of ideas or suggestions on other avenues, because like I said, this is just a new position that was just created. I've been in this field in this position at 6 weeks, so we're still kind of creating these new programs and trying to find which is the best way to increase the opportunities. Here is my contact information. So please, if you have any questions or need to reach me, please feel free to give me a call or send me an email. Thank you.